Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm making this video because my account for Postmates was actually pretty much almost completely compromised last night, to where every dollar I had earned and saved was completely taken away from me. I was in the middle of a delivery, and this is so, if this happens to anybody else, it's a good thing, because I mean this was crazy and it was kind of scary at the same time, and I was panicking. I was just trying my best just to stay as calm as possible. But I was in the middle of a delivery last night, and I get a lot of deliveries, but the delivery was so small and so simple. I was like, why would anybody even pay to get this delivered? It's got to cost more than what they spent just for the delivery fee. But it was a delivery to McDonald's, and they ordered a hamburger, not even a cheeseburger, a hamburger. It was the cheapest thing you can get at McDonald's, a hamburger. And, regardless of what it was, like extra pickle, extra onion, something like that, which is kind of, regardless of what they did to the burger. But the address that it sent me to was in the middle of a field. Like, I was driving and it said, you've arrived. And I looked around me and there's no buildings anywhere nearby. There's nothing nearby. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe this is a homeless person or something that's just, getting a delivery to them and don't have an address to use. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go ahead and do the delivery. So, I jump out and I'm like, hey, the person's name was Kimberly. I jump out and I'm like, Kimberly, hello, Kimberly, this is Postmates, just in case, like I said, it may have been a homeless person or something and they just were trying to eat, and I was just trying to make sure they got their food. That's my job, is to make sure you get your food. So the person didn't show up, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take this. I tried to call them and they didn't answer. I called 2 times, they didn't answer. And the third time it gave me the voicemail, and it told me it was a what's that app? A WhatsApp phone number. So I'm like, okay, this person's phone might be disconnected. They're just using Wi-Fi, but I just kind of felt it was odd. And I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna take this burger back to McDonald's. So I went ahead and put cancel on my delivery and started driving back to McDonald's. And before I even got there, I got a phone call. And normally you get a random phone call because they don't use your real number or anybody's real number when they call you for Postmates. It'll normally say scam likely or something like that. This call didn't say scam likely, but it was an area code that I wasn't used to. I'm here in California. It was a New York area code, and I'm not used to the area code. So I was like, okay, this must be the automated number that the person Kimberly is using. So I stopped. Even if I hit cancel, I was like, you know what, I'll buy another burger or something if I got to. It was the cheapest burger on the menu. So I pulled over to answer the phone call, and I was like, yeah, is this Kimberly? And they're like, oh no, this is Ian. I'm calling you from Postmates, and we're having problems with your account right now. Your account has been deactivated. We need you to verify your email and your password that you're using on account. We're gonna send you a link where you can just text it to us. And they send me a text message, and it's like, this is Postmates ID number. Let me see. I don't know if I can probably pull it up. Let me see. I should have been a little bit prepared before I made this video, but I mean, I'll still just tell you about it, even if I don't see it. But it said, this is Postmates ID number, blah, blah, blah. Here it is right here. I don't know if it'll focus in on that, but I'll still keep reading it off to you what it says. Okay, it says, all drivers must complete their verification to their Postmates associated account. Please provide this information that is needed to verify your account: your full name, your email address, and your password to avoid deactivation. And my account at that point in time was actually deactivated completely. So I was like, this has got to be real. Let me go ahead and send this out. So I sent exactly what they asked: my name, my email address, and the password. Okay, and as soon as I done that, like, my fleet just completely shut me off. It kicked me out, and I was like, what the heck? So, and I have 2 phones. I use one for my personal phone and one for fleet, and that's probably the best thing for me, is that I had 2 phones. So while I was talking on the phone with this person that was sending me that, I was using the other phone to try to log back into my fleet account, and I did not give them my real password just in case, because I was like, you know what, if this is Postmates and they deactivating my account, then I'm gonna cash out before, you know, something go wrong, because I don't want them taking my money. So I thought the smartest thing for me to do is try to cash out. So I gave them the wrong password. And they started telling me, yo, you gave us the wrong password. It's not matching what we have on file, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I did give you guys the right password. And the whole time I'm over logging in, I'm over here trying to cash out. And they were putting so much pressure on me, like, sir, you need to, sir, you need to go ahead and give us the password. Send it now, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir? And I was like, why are you over talking me? And I was skeptical when they started doing that. I was like, you know, when you rushing me, I don't feel right. And so, again, I sent them the wrong password. And I started trying to cash out, and I had a hard time getting into my account because they were quick. They had already logged into my fleet, deleted my password, deleted my profile picture, attached their own bank account, attached their own debit card, everything that fast. And I was like, whoa. So the whole time I'm talking to them, again, like I said, I have two phones. So I'm over here, I'm trying my best to regain access to my account. And I got back in, and the person was still pressuring me on the phone, so I hung up. Once I hung up, they kept calling me back and back and back on the same number. They even switched the number, started calling me on a different number, and then started calling me unknown. And I was at a panic mode because I had over $1,500 worth of fleet still in my account. And I was like, you know what? Since the coronavirus hit, you know, I've been doing Postmates as much as I can because, you know, I haven't been able to work. I didn't get my income taxes. I didn't get the first stimulus check. I've been waiting like 3 months, 3.5, 4 months now for unemployment. I haven't heard anything back ever since I verified my ID. So like it's been kind of crazy right now that I'm not making no money. I'm pretty much at a standstill, and I had to have something to keep me going. You know what I'm saying? To keep food on my table, to be able to provide for my family. So this was all I had, and you know I wasn't able to. I was able to remove the bank account that they attached on my profile, but I wasn't able to remove the debit card. And I kept trying to cash out, and then I realized I was like, man, this ain't even my debit card on here either. And I almost gave them every single dollar that I had. The reason why they weren't able to gain full access of my account was because the last thing they asked me was they were going to send me a code and for me to tell them what that code was. But when I got the code, I noticed it was a Google verification. I was like, Google verifications? I was like, they're messing with my email. Somebody's trying to take my email. And if I would have gave them my Google verification code like they were asking, and they weren't calling it the Google verification code. They were like, oh, we're sending you a code to verify your Postmates. If I would have gave them my Google verification, they would have complete access of my entire account. They could have changed my password to my email and locked me out of my email. They had already locked me out of my Postmates. I'd have been completely assed out. I would have been stuck. They would have had everything. And my fleet, and then this is how bold they were. They even sent me a message that tells me your account, because they thought that I sent them the right Google verification code. And what they sent me back was that your account is now deactivated. You will not receive your weekly deposit. And I was like, what the hell? I got $1,500 sitting right here. What you mean I'm not going to get my weekly deposit? But luckily I was able to not, you know, go through with everything they were doing. It seems so real though. It seems so real. Now, a lot of people looking at the stuff now, they're like, oh, that didn't seem real. How did you let them get that far? The way they were talking to me at first seemed so real because my account, what made it seem the realest is my account literally was deactivated as they were talking to me before they even asked me for my password. Like my fleet literally said, hey, you know, your fleet account has been disabled before they started talking to me. I have no clue how they got my actual real phone number. They were calling my real phone. They weren't calling me through, you know, the fake Postmates number. They were calling my actual phone. I have no clue how they did that. No clue whatsoever. And like I said, that's what made it seem real. They called my real phone. They were talking regular at first, like, hey, this is Postmates. We just want to verify your account right now. We have suspicious activity. And so, like, I kind of believed it, but I didn't know what was going on, man. I don't want anybody else to go through that. I was scared. I did not get my money taken because, like I said, I logged in and I started changing stuff as they were talking because I did not want to lose everything I had worked hard for. So, I mean, if anybody else gets that phone call like that, it is not real. And it says on the app, and I wasn't even thinking about it. Like I said, I was amped up. I was in go mode. I was getting a lot of deliveries. So I was like, man, I'm making this money. Good. Boom, boom, boom. Next order. And my orders always come in back to back to back. So I was already hyped. You know, I was in my zone. I was killing it. And, you know, it's scary. That was scary. I didn't need to lose that money. I did not need to lose it. I need that money so bad right now. But if anybody else gets that, make sure that you pay attention, because it says Postmates will never contact you and ask you to verify your profile. They will never ask you for a password or any of that. I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was in my zone. I wasn't worried about all that. I was trying to get my fleet back going. They were like, yeah, your fleet will be temporarily paused. I was like, oh no, unpause me. I'm in my zone. So I started going through what they were saying. But if anybody else gets in that situation, it is not a real deal. They will not ask you for that information. Do not fall for it. Don't be a sucker. Don't let them take everything you worked hard for. I mean, it's pandemic times right now. Everybody's going through something. Do not let them get over on you and take everything you worked hard for. And some people might be saying, well, how come you have 1,500 on your fleet and haven't hit deposit already? Well, I try to wait now for the weekly because I was able to save up a little bit of money. Like I'll have like 400 and I'll cash out and I'll just wait for the rest of the week, because 400 to get me through the week with, things that I need at home just to kind of get me by. But once again, don't fall for it. Don't be a sucker. I'm glad they didn't get me. And, I just hope that this video can help somebody else out, because it's a struggle. It's a struggle for everybody. I mean, we're dealing with, man, the death of George Floyd out here and everything else. And you got all these businesses getting vandalized. There's so much going on right now. My mind was not focused at all to remember that Postmates would not call me asking me for my information. So everybody out there that's a Postmate, do not let them get you. Just think. Just pull over, take a deep breath. They're going to be rushing you. They're going to be putting pressure on you. Don't become a victim like I almost did. So everybody, Postmates, stay safe. I'm out.